Coding is dead and agentic AI has been taking over. One of the best in line is Claude Code, and in this tutorial I'm going to cover the installation, sign-in, onboarding setup, how to actually talk to your agent, and how to run your first ever task. If you've never touched Claude Code before, this is exactly where you start. Now first you'll require Visual Studio. If you don't already have it installed, head over to code.visualstudio.com and download an installer according to your operating system. Now we are installing VS Code because we will be downloading the Claude Code extension for VS Code instead of using the Claude Code application. Just because I find it convenient, it's more easier to use and it gives you better idea if you're already a developer switching on to agentic AI. Either way, the settings and the configuration remain the same. Second thing required is an Anthropic account or a Claude account because running Claude Code requires a Claude Pro, Max or Team account. If not that, you can even use APIs for your Claude Code and pay as you go. But if you're just trying out the tool, you should go with the Pro plan because that's the cheapest and it will also give you access to other benefits listed out here. So once you have your VS Code installed and Claude account signed up, we'll now begin installing the extension. Open up your VS Code and now let's install the extension. Look on the sidebar and you'll see this icon right here. It is for extensions. Now in here you are going to search for Claude and make sure to install the Claude Code for VS extension that is published by the author Anthropic only, because you might find some other Claude extension as well, like these. Maybe they are for Claude helper extension, but this is the one that you need to install. So once you install that, you can see it in your sidebar as well as on top of your files. Now as soon as you click on this open button, it will open up a chat in the sidebar. I opened it in the full screen view. I've closed the sidebars and here's where you'll have to log into your account. If you have created an account with Pro subscription, just click on this button right here. It will redirect you to your browser and you'll have to log into your account. Or else if you're using API, you can choose the Anthropic console option, which again you'll have to log into your account. And this option is for any third-party providers which you might be able to use access Claude. As soon as you do that, you'll end up on a Claude Code. It will look like this, meaning you have successfully logged in. Now before we do anything else, we need to open a project. So it's pretty simple. All we have to do is go into our files. Here we can see there are no folders open. I'm going to click on this open folder button and then choose any folder that I want to open up in my ID. Now there are a couple of options on what sort of project do you want to open. It can be your existing project or it can be anything that you're trying to create, or it can even be an empty folder for all that we care. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to open up a project that has already been made, but you're free to start with an empty directory also. Okay, so check this out. This is the project that I've already been working on. It's a simple animated website. And here's the first thing you should do if you're opening up any new project in Claude Code. You need to run an init command. So before that, let's take a look at the interface of your Claude Code. You have this prompt box right over here where you can add in any prompts or instruction and it will follow that. Next up, you have a few different options right over here. First is to add any sort of context. You have three different options. Either you can upload files or images from your folder or local computer. Next up, you can add context. Like this context means you can add any file from your project. And third is to browse the web. You can add browser tabs to your conversation, but they need to be connected to Claude Code. Up next is the command panel. This is like the settings of Claude Code. It has a lot of options and a lot of different things that we will look into. This also has a bunch of commands that can be used to trigger different workflows and different settings. Up next, you have the modes. Each conversation in Claude Code has different modes. There are 3 different modes, which are ask before edit, edit automatically, and planning mode. So if you are in planning mode, Claude will explore all the different possibilities and present to you with a plan, and it won't write anything. Like, it will just brainstorm on your idea, give you a comprehensive plan of what can be made out of that. And then you have these 2 modes, which are more of accessibility criterias. Like, this ask before edits will ask you every time there needs to be something changed in your files, or even when you're trying to create new functionality or features, then it will ask you every time it has to create a new file, run a new command, do any changes. Whereas edit automatically would make the decision itself and only ask you regarding critical and important things. So these are all the different modes. Usually we use planning mode when we are trying to create a new project or a new feature, and we need our agent to brainstorm with us and be clear of what exactly are we trying to create. And edit automatically is usually used when you're running Claude Code as a background task and you don't need to be bothered again and again with permissions. So this saves you so much time. Lastly, you'll see this efforts option. Again, it has 3 different settings. It can be low, medium, or high. So this sets the level of efforts our agent puts in completing the task or whatever the instruction have been. Now, I'm going to keep it as medium for now. And the command I was talking about, every time you start a new project in Claude Code which already has some content or context beforehand, you need to run this command called init. It's simple /init, and this will initialize the repository or the folder for you. Claude will scan your entire project. It reads your file, figures out what framework or language you are using, identifies your folder structure, understands how your code base is organized, and then it creates a file called claude.md, which we can see right over here. You need to take a minute, read the whole file, and you'll understand that your agent wrote this file as a set of instructions that will follow every time you work in this project. It describes your project structure, starting with the architecture of the project, which lists out all the components, talks about the design system, what all needs to be followed, and then also about the assets. Now, this is important because Claude Code doesn't have memory between sessions. So every time you're trying to create a new chat, meaning a new session, it reads claude.md first, so it understands immediately what your project is without you having to re-explain every time from scratch. Now, if you want to add your own rules, like always write comments when you're creating new feature, you can just edit claude.md and Claude will follow those rules going forward. In case you are using an empty directory trying to create a new project, then you can make your own claude.md. Mention all the different requirements in a formatted way, like what's the architect of your project that you're trying to create, the features that you want, designing guides, etc. And then run the init command and Claude will capture the essence and instruction and start creating the project for you. Now, for us, we are going to actually use it. We are starting with something simple and incredibly useful, asking Claude to explain my own project to me. So, I'm just going to add in a simple prompt that looks like, now, this was my prompt and I got this reply. It's actually creating more. And check this out. I got my project overview of exactly what it is, what it does, how are the files connected. It created a tree diagram for me so that I get better understanding. Also, it has attached the file, and if you click on that, it will actually open up the file. Then it told me the relation of all the components in my app.tsx, and lastly, it showed the relation of the styling pipeline. So pretty much an overview of my project, which is what I asked for. Now it's time to give it an actual task to see what it can create. Just for your reference, this is what my current website looks like. Here we go. I already made this using a design I created in Stitch. Now what I want is for Claude to create this locations page, because right now I only have this menu page right here. Now here I'm giving it a prompt, and the prompt is simple. I wanted to create a location page similar in designing as well as styling, and I want a dummy map with different store cards location. Thing is, I already have a design ready for my location page, which is this right here. It's screen.png, and here's what it looks like. Now I want to refer this into my prompt, so let me show you how exactly you can refer images or files into your prompt. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is click @ and then you can literally refer or select any of the files or folder that you'd like. Right now I'm going to refer screen.png and say use screen.png as a reference. That's it. You can use this reference option to refer entire modules, folders, or even files, and it will be really helpful for you in case you're trying to debug some error. It helps pinpointing the exact problem. So I'm going to send this over. While that's working, let me show you a few important settings that you need to know about. Again, in our setting command menu, here you'll see all the different options that are there. First option that you should know about is how to switch the model. Right now it's default. If you click on it, you will find two different other options. First is Opus 4.6 and then Haiku 4.5. In case you're trying to create more complex application, then I would recommend you to switch to Opus 4.6, especially if you're working on backend heavy application. In any other cases, Sonnet 4.6 is good to go, and you can switch to Haiku 4.5 if you're just trying to understand your code, etc. It will help you with token efficiency. Which brings us to how you can check your token and usage. In the model settings, you'll find account and usage, which is where you can find all the details on the amount of tokens you have used and how much is remaining for your session and for your weekly usage as well. Up next, you can change the efforts from here as well. Also, you can turn off thinking if you'd like, but I prefer it to be turned on. And if you're someone who needs faster reply from Claude Code, which in case you don't know, Claude Code takes a lot of time to get your response, but it does give you quality response, so you can't really complain about it. In case you want faster reply, then you can switch to fast mode, but that's only available if you're using Opus 4.6. Now these customization are a few advanced topics which you don't really need to know if you're just a beginner trying to use Claude Code for the first time. As for the / command, I would recommend you to know a couple of them. First one is init, which we already talked about. Second one is /login in case you have been logged out of your account, or if you want to switch to different account, you should use the command /login. Also, this command, which is /insights, help you give a report of your whole session. So our location page is apparently ready. Let's check it out. Alright, so I'm on my website, and if I click on locations, I get redirected to this page right here, which does have mock map as well as different store location down here, which is pretty good. It's on point, as well as the designing and the styling is similar to the one on our landing page, and it's functioning as well. I mean, if I click, it displays the label on the location, so it's pretty good to me. A few things that make your daily use much smoother. If Claude is working on something and it goes in the wrong direction, you can simply hit the escape key and it will stop the response. Then you can go ahead, rephrase your request and try again. When you're done with one task and want to start a completely different one, you can type /clear in the chat and it clears up the whole conversation. Like, check this out. And just like that, your conversation is gone. So in case you're trying to add a new feature or don't want your conversation to get too long, then you can use the clear function. So this was it. You installed your Claude Code, signed in, opened the project, learned about a few commands as well as the interface of Claude Code, but this is just the basic and the tip of the iceberg. The actual Claude Code is a lot more than this, but this setup is enough for you to create any kind of website that you'd like. If you want a deeper dive into Claude Code, then comment down below and I'll see you in the next one.